Yo, JD here, and we are back for round 3 of ILR. Having a really good result at Australia, managed to come second place there. Poor result at Bahrain because we actually had a desync, got taken out last race, so we finished outside the points. This is one of my favourite tracks in the game, so I was very much looking forward to this. And it's a one-stop round here, is the quickest way, so you really want to be qualifying on the soft tyre. But what you're about to see now, as my fellow teammate Martin makes a comment on this.
What? Joe's on... What? What's he doing? He set an ultra lap. Is he alright? What? What? Dick, you're off the list. What is he doing? He's a championship protagonist. Is he alright? He's a championship lead. Pole position, please. Look at my time. I'm really quick. Fucking clown.
And yeah, as I was saying, the one-stop strategy is much quicker because the ultras, I think it is possible, but they just go off after 4 or 5 laps, whereas the soft can quite comfortably go to 10 laps. And then on the mediums, you'll just be much quicker, much fresher medium tyres. But for this race here, you only get one chance on the soft tyre. You could do 2 laps, but you only get one set of softs for qualifying. And I've actually just came back from esports. This was taking place on Friday. I actually got back at 6:30 on Friday after playing on the Fanatec wheel, where you have to use 90 kilograms of pressure to apply the brakes. Going back to a Thrustmaster on Xbox, not PC. And then using the clutch pedal as my T3 PAs. I used the clutch pedal because I have a play seat. I use that as a brake, which requires pretty much next to no force at all, and you have to brake. There's so much of a longer range of motion where you have to brake in there, so it was a really quite difficult to adapt to it. So I only got one practice session in before this, but I was actually pretty happy how quickly I managed to adapt it once again. So I wasn't at my absolute optimum. I think in the race I did well. In the qualifying here, I was actually pretty happy with this lap considering. And in the race, I thought I drove a pretty good standard myself. The only thing is I didn't really get to tweak my setup how I liked. I didn't really get to do any race practice at all. And the setup here I think was far too understeery. If I could go back now, I think I could have made up quite a bit of time on this setup in both quali and the race as well. So, but the lap itself was pretty good. And as I said, in terms of how much time I had and just having to adapt to the other wheel and pedals again, I think I did a pretty good job here to get a 30.9, which was a pretty good lap for me, which actually got me P5.
Oh my god, I just threw that away.
As mine comments again.
Surprise is 10th, mate. Like, oh my god.
So we got P2 out the soft runners, so technically pretty much P2 on the grid with Simon putting a very good lap ahead of us. As Surprise having some issues on his qualifying lap with his ERS, as we actually got hit on the formation lap by RPZ, which was pretty annoying, but we're actually going to save some tyres, but we've gone back to the grid. And now here is the start of the race. To start on P5. PC, I always get a really good start, but for some reason on Xbox, as I commented in my last videos, we always get such a poor start, and 5 lights, away we go now, trying to get a good start. My biting point, you can see how much we lose. I'm just convinced that it's still out of my hands really, but we're trying to retake that 5th position back again as Langman's gone down the inside, trying not to lose any more positions, so we're just trying not to get any more damage, trying to be quite cautious because we've got to the end of a race. Veloce Surprise is in 13th for Simon. It's been banged around quite a bit. Oh, it's losing the car completely as EVR Reynolds now has come past. And Surprise has already made up some positions. It's already right behind us. So we've got to try and stay ahead of him because I want to win this championship. As there's an incident ahead of us. I think that's Simon. And I'm not sure who else that was. We managed to come unscathed from that. Managed to go off the track just to avoid that. I thought it would be better to be safe than sorry. And now we've only lost one position. So we've gone back to 6th from 5th on the grid. Not sure who that was. I don't know if that was Car Powerful who actually hit him. But now we got LCR Leopard behind us, and then I think it's Surprise behind him. So now we've just really got to focus. And in my view, I'm pretty much P3 in this race at the moment. We've got Langman, who I think is pretty much going to be the leading car here because the other guys ahead of him, they're on the ultra soft tyre. And as I said, even with the formation lap as well, it's probably 4 or 5 is when they're going to start going off. And I'd say probably from that 3 onwards, the softs are going to be quite a bit quicker. And then even if they do get a decent undercut from the mediums, you're probably going to be half a second or so a lap quicker by having 6 to 7 lap fresher tyres. So it makes sense to be on the soft tyre, but it's just a risk in qualifying. Whereas if you don't put in a good lap, you could be way down the field. But now we've got to get past SHZ Overkill, who's doing a really good job in the Renault here. So we're going to use hot lap overtake going into this first corner. Got to let him have this corner, but then trying to get down his inside here, just trying to clear him as quick as possible, because I knew if I could clear him and then get onto the back of Langman, who was on the controller, I knew if I could break these guys and then a surprise comes through the field, if he gets held up by these people, then I have a really good chance of winning this race. And if I could win this race, there's something I wasn't not expecting coming into this on Friday, but we're trying to go around the outside of him here, but he actually valiantly defends the inside there. And now Surprise is actually right behind us, so he's making up some good positions here, and we just got to try and clear him as quick as possible. Langman's coming away. You can see the front end is not really wanting to turn in. We're using 2.9 wings, I think, with 8 ballast here, and I think that's just a bit of a mistake. Obviously the setups change over time, but I felt I could have ran a lot more of a pointy setup here, a lot more oversteery setup, where it's just a little bit too understeered, but very stable, good on traction, but just, you can see, it just does not want to go into the corner. But again, a really nice run on overkills now. We've got some ERS to make up as well, putting quite a lot of fuel for this race, running an overtake, trying to get the max speed possible going down the straight. He moves to the inside, he covers the inside, looks like it's the outside, the only way to go. So we've got a Surprise behind me. I decided to try and do around the outside, just about keeping it on track, and we just managed just to slightly get ahead of him. But Surprise, unfortunately for me, actually follows him through. Joe is on the ultra soft tyre here, and now we've got Surprise, and we're in high, we're not in hot lap, but he's having a really good run on us here, and we probably should be defending this, and we just didn't defend. We banged wheels slightly at the time. I wasn't really happy about it. I was kind of hoping he wasn't going to go for that. I was kind of hoping he wouldn't overtake me last minute, and we could just follow each other to get up to the back of Langman. But it's all fair game, to be honest. I probably would have done the same thing, and I was quite annoyed here, so I was going to go back down the inside, trying to do a little bit of a dive bomb down here, but the safety car has now in fact come out, and that could be quite crucial, because we probably should have defended the inside there. I was kind of, for some reason, my mind just expected him to follow me, but instead he decided to go through. But that's a lesson that we really need to defend this inside. But now we've got the safety car, the full safety cars coming in, and come off its last corner, we just got so much understeer. We warmed up our tyres quite a bit, but again, I just don't think the setup is just too understeery for this. But we're learning our lesson. We're actually going to defend from LTR Leopard, as Surprise has actually got past Langman, so this is just not what we want. We want to be ahead of these guys, and I was trying so hard to keep Leopard behind, but he's actually managed to get the inside again. Go trying to hold it around the outside, but he actually gets fully in front of us now, and again, this is just not what we want. We just want to get past him, so we're going to go round to the outside here, but we're going to let him have the corner, as we've actually been hit behind by Jaws 94, if I can say his name right. We've been hit by him slightly, which is kind of bizarre. You can see how much time we're just losing now. But now our tyres have actually started to warm up again, and we actually started to close in on these guys. Since we had the safety car, we could actually extend our stint a little bit. So we're actually going to go into the pits now, because I thought this would be a good time to try and undercut LCR Leopard. Because on the medium tyres, or when you change tyres, it actually takes quite a while for them to warm up when you come out of the pits. So I thought if I could make up a little bit of time, and even if he stayed out in front of me, his tyres would be cold, and that'd be the best time to attack. Because at the moment, I feel I've got the pace for second in this race, as we've been held slightly there. But I felt I really needed just track position. I think if I got track position, I could definitely keep them behind. And for some reason, I actually got slowed down by the game there, which I don't know. So I think we lost about a second or so in the pits there, from the pit stop, being held there and then just being held again. So I'm not really complaining too much, because again, just with the practice coming into this and just adapting to this again, which is completely different, I was actually really happy with this performance so far. But coming into this first corner, you can see now Leopard has actually got out just ahead of us. He had a little bit of a gap on us coming into the pit, so he definitely made up a little bit of time. But now his tyres are actually going to be quite cold, so this is the prime opportunity. This is pretty much almost the only opportunity to try and get past him. So thinking about going down the inside, actually go around to the outside, trying to outbrake him on the outside here. making a little bit of contact, a little bit of wheel banging there, but we actually just managed to hold it around the outside, getting that traction, that extra tyre temperature, and we've managed to get ahead of him, which is a crucial, absolutely crucial move. And now we're going to see how far we're behind Langman, who is pretty much, I'd say, net P, or a P2 in this race. Once the other people in front of us actually pit, who've actually continued a stint, who started on the mediums. I think we're P2 currently in this race. Sorry, P2. We're currently P3 in this race. He's in P2, but he's got about a 3.1 second lead in us at the moment. But we're going to skip towards the latter stage of the race. Another guy, I think he's on the medium tyres, who hasn't pitted yet, LCR Hayden. Well, obviously LCR Leopard's behind us, so I don't think he's going to make it too easy for us to get past. So we're going to run hot lap and then overtake, hopefully, to try and just get past him. He's got moved to the inside now, so we're going to try and outbrake him like we did at the start of the race. Try and do that there, just making a little bit of a better attempt at this time. And he's on quite old tyres, so the traction should be pretty comfortable coming into this here. Now we're again behind Langman. Well, we've slowly been making up a little bit of time on him, as I think Hayden is actually going to let pass Leopard, I believe it's his first corner, which he does, so it makes it nice and easy for him. Leopard's on a lap fresher tyres than us, and he's very difficult to actually pull away from. But we're coming on to the last lap of the race now, and you can see we've got the gap from 3.1 to 1.2 seconds, so about 1.9 seconds we made up in the later stint. So our pace has been actually very good, but you can see just the understeer again. I was feeling at the time, if we could just had a little bit more time, I think we could have gained maybe a 2 or 3 tenths a lap, a little bit more, and then we could have really, hopefully, have fought surprise for the win, who's driven an excellent race this race, and Langman as well on the controller. I think these kind of races where it's a one stop, you go on the mediums and they can last for ages, I think the controller can do quite well. I think it's other races where the tyre wear is a lot harder to do. I think that's when the controller's going to be suffering quite a bit. And China is notoriously quite good for the controller. It's normally quite good between the two devices. So he's doing a really good job for him at the moment. As we've got Leopard behind us, and my teammate Martins, I think he's made 2 pit stops after the safety car. So he's coming back into it as well. Oh my god, it's Joe. Oh my gee, it's Joe behind us as well. We've just been closing in on Langman, but just only by a tenth or so per lap. Only a tenth by 2 tenths per lap. Saved quite a bit of fuel for the end and saved my ERS for the end. I think if we had another 2 laps, we would have got past him. But we never know how many penalties that people have got to us. Surprises going around the last corner now. So he's just been an absolute beast this race. Coming into the last corner, we really haven't come under attack from Leopard at all. We're just driven a really solid, consistent race. And I was honestly, really happy with this. I wasn't expecting this after the amount of practice I've seen a lot of people put into it beforehand. Come across the line, and we've actually come P2. As Langman, unfortunately, he had a penalty, so we have come P2 from P10 in this race.
Oh,
and
nice job anyway.
As you can see, Martin, pretty annoyed of his result, but good points for the team. And honestly, if you said that to me before this, I would have absolutely taken that as well. So I was really happy from that result, which actually leaves me in, I think it's P3 in the championship at the moment. I think it's less than 30 points behind Surprise, so still game on. The big deep breath from Martin, but unfortunately I will be missing Baku this Friday because I'm away in Spain, but for the rest of the races I should be able to make it. So I'm really enjoying this league. Thank you so much for supporting me and for the esports as well. I was really happy about it. Hopefully I'll be releasing a vlog on that tomorrow, my experience of that. But coming into this race, I was really happy with the result here. So looking forward to Spain when I come back for that one. Thanks for watching and catch you next time. Peace.